Hello everyone. Been away for a while, so things have been going on, such as being ill and just having a slightly busier life than normal. Today I'm going to bring you another battle. This is me versus Panfila, I don't know. Callus already has this one, but you might want to hear it from my perspective, so here it goes. He leads with Aerodactyl, I lead with Milotic. He gets out the way, obviously, goes to star me, and I show Surf. I switch out, just in case he has Thunderbolt, but he goes straight for a Surf, so I'm not too fussed. Obviously I'm going to Leech Seed or something here, but no I don't. I instead go opt out and go back to Milotic, because Starmie obviously has Ice Beam if it doesn't have Thunderbolt. He recovers as he comes back in, and I Toxic him on the switch. So he has to get out, and he goes to Venusaur, and Surf doesn't do a whole lot to Venusaur, so don't know what I want to do here, so I just Ice Beam, because that works, but it doesn't do a whole lot. He Sleep Powders me, which is good, because it activates Marble Scale, which allows me to become more of a physical wall. He Sludge Bomb Celebi on the switch in, which isn't fantastic, and I have to get out here, and I go to Nidoking, because I know that Sludge Bomb won't do a whole lot to him, but he goes to Houndoom, and he has to get out of the way there, so Miltank comes in and takes a chunky Earthquake, bearing in mind that this is Choice Banded, and I go to Fortress, because I know that Miltank can't really do a whole lot to Fortress. So he brings in Starmie, and here I set up a layer of spikes. I'm not afraid of Surf or Rapid Spin here, because I can just Hidden Power him, and that will force him out, so I can get another layer of spikes up after this turn. So, he brings in the Houndoom, which was obvious. He could Pursuit here, but I think he's trying to catch something. So he goes for Flamethrower, and Milotic takes it like nothing, and then I get out of the way just to see if it has Hidden Power Grass. It does have Hidden Power Grass, and then I make a massive mistake in actually trying to switch out. I could have tried to stay in and then go for 2-hit KO with Thunderbolt, but I didn't, and that was a massive blunder on my part. So, I'm down 5-6, and he brings in Starmie against Milotic. I'm pretty confident in going to Fortress here, because I know that his Rapid Spin will be pretty much nullified if I just hit him with a Hidden Power Bug, but Surf does 61%, which is more than I expected. However, I do catch him with a crit, so that was good for me. I've now got that layer of spikes up for good, so here I have to get out of the way, because obviously I don't want to get hit by Flamethrower, and he goes straight for the Flamethrower again, so in comes the Milotic. I know we've got Hidden Power Grass, but I'm pretty sure I can tank it until I wake up, so as his first turn, I do it pretty well. 24% after leftovers, and he hits me again, and I wake up this time, and I go for the recover. So, now he has to get out of the way for fear of Surf. I pretty much know the Venusaur's coming in, but I don't want to play any funny games, so I just have to go for the Surf, and he protects here, and I just try and Ice Beam him, but he's obviously going to get some leftovers back after this, so I have to get out of the way. Well, not this turn, because I'm going to clock him with Ice Beam, which will do a lot of damage. He lands a Leech Seed on me, which will not be good in the long run. I was expecting a Swords Dance set since he used Sludge Bomb, but evidently not. So he protects on the switch, and obviously he doesn't want to stay in versus Nidoking, so in comes Aerodactyl, and Earthquake does nothing. I think he's figured out that I'm Choice Banded by now, so I switch out to Fortress. He subs up on the switch, which is really odd, because most Aerodactyl, pretty much all Aerodactyl are Choice Band. He Rock Slides, flinches, and here I'm just trying to get up a few layers of spikes and then blow up. That's all I really need to do. So here's my first layer. I'm going to finish it off with the second layer after this, and then here I'm going to just try and blow up to break the sub. But what happens is that Rock Slide flinches, and Fortress is just going to go down for nothing. But he did get the extra layers of spikes, which is good. So in comes Milotic, and he blows my mind when he uses Toxic. That I've never ever seen that on an Aerodactyl, and that certainly put me in a bad spot, because now we can just sub up and Toxic Storm me. What's worse is I expect him to switch out there, but he just goes straight for another sub. So I did absolutely nothing to him there. So I bring in Celebi, and I noticed that I'm being pressure stalled here. So this Aerodactyl is a pressure stalling Aerodactyl, which probably means it's got Protect as well. It hasn't shown it yet. Here, obviously, I switched to Nidoking, predicting the Toxic, and I'm just going to try and run him out of substitutes, but he does set up a Protect, and now he's just going to be obnoxious and annoying. Luckily, Nidoking doesn't take much from a Rock Slide, so just going to have to start breaking these subs. He gets out of the way, and he goes to Rhydon. who takes a lot from the spikes damage and not a whole lot from the rock slide. So I'm gonna have to get out of the way because Earthquake is pretty bad. He subs up again. I was totally surprised by that, and now I have to get out of the way just in case he has Mega Horn. He doesn't have Mega Horn. He has Rock Blast, which isn't going to do anything to my Milotic really. So I'm just going to have to start surfing away. So yeah, his sub breaks, and then he sets up another substitute, and that's going to be really annoying because I'm taking more and more toxic damage. So I'm going to have to break the sub again, and yep, he just subs again, and it's not working out well for me somehow. I'm going to recover, just in case he tries to get all funny, but nope, he just goes straight for the Earthquake, and I'm pretty much back where I was just a second ago, so I have to switch out, go back to Celebi. Earthquake's going to do nothing. I'm pretty damn sure that he hasn't got Mega Horn now. So I just recover. Rock Blast isn't going to do a whole lot. And now I'm just going to have to break the sub and make him get out. So here I just go for Psychic. He Sword Stances up, so that's his set. So he's got Sword Stance, Rock Blast, Explosion, Sword Stance, Rock Blast, Earthquake, and Substitute. He switches out to Houndoom here. He should have pursued, but I wasn't really fussed when he didn't. My Houndoom should have the edge here between the fact that I have Flamethrower going for me and that I've taken less damage. However, he brings in Aerodactyl, and I totally overpredict, and I don't think for a second that he's going to go for actually go for Rock Slide, but he did, and that totally caught me off guard. So here I'm just back to Nidoking, which seems to be my only real answer to this Aerodactyl. It's the only one that has attacks that can A, hurt it, and B, not be pressure stalled. But even then, it's taking its toll because every substitute protect chain he goes through is taking like 4 from my PP, which is nasty. He brings in Houndoom again on the Celebi, and I just go straight back to Nidoking. I'm going to force him out here. I don't want him to get that Houndoom on my Celebi. Predict an Aerodactyl switch, and I go for Rock Slide, and it hits a Miltank, so that's not good. So I bring in Celebi again, and here what my plan is to calm Mind up before the Houndoom gets in, so that its flamethrowers and pursuits won't do as much damage to me, and then I can Leech Seed stall it out. That was my plan. And at the moment I'm just calm minding up. I predict the switch out to Houndoom this turn because he hadn't done it yet, and I'm going to land him with Leech Seed on the switch in. So here he gets out again, and he goes to Rhydon, who I think he's just using his fodder. I get an extra calm mind in. I'm at 250% stats now, and I just hit him with Psychic, and in comes the Aerodactyl. Now I know what his plan is here. He's just going to pressure storm me out of Psychics, which would actually make this Celebi pretty damn useless. So here's the first turn, he just protects. The second turn he substitutes, and Psychic is going to break it. I don't really have an opportunity to Leech Seed him here, which is what I'd optimally like to do, and what I'd normally do, but because Aerodactyl's faster, he'll always be able to block my Leech Seed. It's really annoying. Here I hit him with Psychic again, and then I overpredict, thinking it'll go for another substitute as I can't mind up, and instead he just goes straight for the Protect, which means I've just wasted the PP. Now that was very crucial, because if it hadn't have been for that, I could have taken down the Aerodactyl once we'd finished this whole business of Psychic and protecting and whatnot. But it turns out that that one extra use of Psychic has totally screwed me over here, and I actually have no way to get past this Aerodactyl and Celebi now. So we're just going to go through the sequence where I just sit here and be obnoxious and break his subs, and he's going to sit there and storm me out of Psychics, and now I'm totally out of Psychics, and he goes to Nidoking. Luckily I come in on a Toxic, which means I can pretty much do anything, and here I just go for Sludge Bomb. I'm not really trying to hit it hard, I'm just trying to hit it for more than 25% with a consistent attack, and Sludge Bomb seems to be the most consistent attack that this Nidoking has. In comes the Miltank, and we saw earlier that Earthquake did a lot. Sludge Bomb's going to do pretty much just as well, and the Miltank's going to go down. So in comes the Aerodactyl again. He's just trying to storm me out of Sludge Bombs here. He protects. I Sludge Bomb. Bearing in mind this is using up 2 Sludge Bombs a shot, and I've used quite a few Sludge Bombs now. It's not looking well for me at the moment. I Sludge Bomb again, and get it all the way down to 3%, and I didn't poison, which is unfortunate. If I'd have poisoned, it would have been ended right there, but that's not how it went. So here he protects up, and then he gets out the way, and he goes to Venusaur. Venusaur takes spikes damage, Sludgebomb takes it down, and in comes the Houndoom, takes spikes damage, and I will go to Milotic, who's toxic, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really care about Flamethrower that much. He's just going to hidden power me, and I'm just going to surf it away, and he's going to bring in the Aerodactyl, his last resort, and I'm going to get leftovers recovery, and then he's going to finish me off with Rock Slide. So now it's just this Nidoking versus the Aerodactyl, and basically I just have to hope that he doesn't stall me out of PP. He protects on the first turn, but Mega Horn misses anyway. He then substitutes, Mega Horn hits, and it all depends on this turn. Well, not this turn, but yes, this turn. He Rock Slides and Mega Horn hits, and that's the end of the game. I've got to say that Aerodactyl really was annoying. It certainly did its work on Celebi and made it ultimately useless. Whereas my plan was to just, even though it was practically useless versus the Houndoom, it was just I could have stalled it out with Leaf Seed, but the Aerodactyl put a stop to that, and that kind of put a scupper in my plans. It was a good match. We both made a few mistakes. He definitely should have pursued it a lot more with Houndoom, and I definitely shouldn't have switched out Gengar. Once I brought it in, I should have really kept it in. But hey ho, the game was played, and I hope you enjoyed it. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you around next time.